Israel Adesanya makes prediction for UFC 303 main event between Alex Pereira and Jiri Prochazka. Adesanya on his YouTube channel is going with a new champion on Saturday. I'm going to go Jiri, because we're the chosen few. But also, I think he might have learned from his mistake, because people don't understand, and it also makes things interesting. If Jiri beats Alex, then it's a trifecta, a trilogy, yeah? And I won't be the only guy to knock this guy out. I'm going to go Jiri, and I'm going to go by 3rd round, or 4th round finish. In a conversation with Daniel Cormier, Islam Makhachev claimed that wrestlers Abdulrashid Sadulaev and Akhmed Tazhudinov, as well as Kyle Snyder, could easily defeat Alex Pereira with just wrestling skills. Makhachev boldly stated Sadulaev would win 10-0 in a minute. Cormier questioned why Pereira hasn't been dominated this way in MMA, to which Makhachev suggested putting Pereira against Magomed Ankalaev. When shown the footage, Pereira responded that he could learn wrestling quickly, unlike others, implying he's a fast learner.
Nothing else, just wrestling. Alex Pereira, Olympic champion.
Fazer o wrestling vai ser campeão mundial.
He's so strong. 97 kilos, Alex Pereira.
Falou que esse cara aí te botar pra baixo fácil.
Listen, you don't...
Ele falou.
No, what do you mean? I don't believe it.
Ele falou, você ser campeão.
1 minuto, Sadulaev,
manda você 10
Then
a
why has
0.
nobody done this to him in MMA? He doesn't know.
Ninguém fez coisa no MMA.
Yes.
Só que coloca o Ankalaev.
Against Ankalaev.
Coloca ele
You
contra
think
o Ankalaev.
Ankalaev take him down? Of course. Is it?
Deve ser,
Okay, so the way that he means is like this, because he can say 1 year, 2 years, but without the combat experience of wrestling, is gonna take. So if you say 2 years, but he being able to wrestle on a regular against guys on a competition, 1 year, something like that is fine.
My man.
1 year.
O Makhachev falaria a mesma coisa, e eu fiz isso, entendeu?
He said it's not his fault that some guys takes longer to learn. He said Makhachev maybe took way longer to learn wrestling. Same with the MMA, he learned way faster than that, but it's not his fault that he's able to learn a little faster than that.
Ele tem que aceitar que eu sou diferenciado.
He gotta accept that he's different.
Different man.
In a recent interview with Damian Bartonek for Fox West Texas, Duplessis discussed his upcoming title defense and reflected on what a victory at Perth's RAC Arena would mean for his legacy in the sport. Considering the high regard he and many others have for Israel Adesanya as a fighter, the South African champion views the UFC 305 main event as the fight that will establish him as one of the all-time greats.
This win for me is, I've always looked at Israel Adesanya as the benchmark. Now, Izzy became champion a long time ago, and I've looked at him and always knew this is where I need to be if I want to be the best in the world. This is the benchmark, and he said it. Like I said, he's one of the greatest to ever do it. This fight for me is going to put me in that position. This is where I take over as one of the greatest to ever do it. This is where my years of building and climbing that ladder is coming to a point where I am now the guy that's one of the greatest to ever do it. Like I said, with Izzy, he's done such incredible things in the sport. So for me, this fight, it's just like beating Robert Whittaker was. It's a fight that people.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting UFC content. Stay tuned for the latest updates.
This fight's gonna mean that I told you I belong here. Jiri Prochazka is now in the conversation of being one of the greatest middleweights ever.
Jiri Prochazka recently made some unusual statements about his upcoming opponent at UFC 303 this weekend, UFC light heavyweight. Alex Pereira. Prochazka, who follows the samurai code, claimed that Pereira uses shamanic magic from his indigenous Paxado tribe in Brazil to aid him in his fights.
Hour with Ariel, you were talking about Alex using shamans and spiritual. Can you explain that?
No, I understand. Thank you. Yes, everybody knows that, and he's doing these rituals before the fight. Everybody can feel that, what's around him and what's going on. So, and I think Alex can't fight without that. So, and that's something what he's using like normally in a fighting. And let's see. This is like right now. This is my challenge to him. If we can fight in a clear way in this case, to be not without like some another things, some whatever, but let the higher power be there in the cage to see who's the best in the world, in the performance, in the pure performance. That's all.
Instead of Khamzat, Ikram Aliskerov stepped in on short notice to save the event, but it didn't go well for him. Whitaker quickly defeated Aliskerov, knocking him out in under 2 minutes for his first stoppage win since 2017. Whitaker believes that if Khamzat Chimaev hadn't withdrawn from the event, the result would have been the same.
I just wonder, that version of Robert on Saturday, what happens if he would have fought Khamzat in your opinion? What do you feel? What do you think happens in that fight?
Mate, I was pretty primed and ready. Like I am 99% sure I would have starched Khamzat as well. And our paths may cross one day in the division. Those guys in the top of the game, but he dodged the bullet that night. That's for sure.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting UFC content. Stay tuned for the latest updates.